interested in you, to say the least.
I'm interested in you too. And not just in the, I want to get down and dirty.
I think carefully before finishing that sentence, sir.
Wait, I mean, I am interested in that, but that's not the only thing I'm interested in.
As the days passed by after the party with Mark, I contemplate on whether or not I should pursue him. We shared some intimate moments together, but that still doesn't make it meant to be. We didn't even get each other's numbers. I could always message him on Blinder. It was a one-night thing to satiate boredom. That's all, right? As if to interrupt my thoughts, I hear my phone ring. Hey Feezy, we're a little short-staffed and are having a annual sale on lawn gnomes. Can you come in for a couple of hours? No. Nope. Nope, not at all. No, she said no problem. Thanks, I'll make sure to get coffee and donuts for you today. My treat. You think that makes up for that shit? But at least the caffeine and sugar addiction are free. I immediately get dressed for work, throwing a tin of mints in my purse for the future. No one likes dealing with coffee breath. And go onto the Hyper app for a ride. I choose the quickest option, a man with no profile picture and just the name MK. Looks like he's driving a red truck. As I wait for my Hyper, I hear a meow and suddenly feel something fuzzy on my legs. It's my kitty! Hello, kitty! Hello there, stranger. What a beautiful cat you are. I lean in to pet the cat, noticing no collar on him. I notice a full food bowl by the alley. You may be a stray, but someone sure is taking good care of you, huh? It seems the ball of fluff is attempting to tell me about the person who's been feeding him. I smile and nod, listening intently to his meowing and purring. Not like I can actually understand him, unfortunately. It's not like this is some fantasy Atome where the cat is actually a handsome otherworldly deity in search of love. Perish the thought, Feezy. No, that's what I want to believe now. She put it in my head! I'm gonna be thinking about the cat now! An obnoxious honk interrupts my thoughts. I look at my app and my Hyper driver has arrived. Sorry, kitty. I have to go to work. See you later. The Hyper is a big red truck, and out of the trucks comes I can't read anymore. I can't read. Let's just sit here in silence. I can't read anymore. The Hyper is a big red truck, and out of the truck comes a familiar figure.
Hey!
Here to go to the mall. I guess I am. Didn't you see my profile when you accepted the ride? I just accepted the first one that popped up. I didn't really pay attention. I'm happy to see him. Yes, she is. The car ride is awkward and silent for the first few moments. Almost suffocatingly so. I look over to Mark and notice that he's actively avoiding eye contact with me. After a few moments, I decide to break the ice. So, I guess this is what you meant by private transportation provider. Well, yeah, did you think I was lying? You're pretty good at fabricating tales. Like the story you told about how we met. And the part-time Hyper gig is legit. I do it as a side hustle for some extra cash. Well, I gotta say, seeing you as a working man is not what I expected. Though with your construction and plumbing skills, it actually does make sense. Wait, are you making fun of me? No. I think it's practical to be well versed in so many hard skills. All I have is being extra friendly to people so they'll buy cheap-ass products and maybe let me upsell them on a credit card. I mean, being able to fake being nice is a skill all on its own. It sure is. Sure the fuck is, and it better be recognized. I won't argue with that. The next few moments are a bit awkward in our silence. I wasn't sure if I wanted to see you again.
Well, that's definitely not what a guy wants to hear.
We didn't get each other's numbers, so trying to contact one another was kind of a moot point. Well, we could message each other on Blinder. I did think about that. But also, you didn't message me.
I wasn't sure if I was ready to see you again.
Isn't that what she just said?
I didn't want to seem clingy or creepy is all. It's just...
Ever since that night at the bar and hanging out at that party, I couldn't stop thinking about us. Oh, look at his smile. We got a fucking smile off, bro. He's not looking so angry no more.
Well, more like I couldn't stop thinking about you.
Ooh. Hold on. Mark. Hold on. We pull into the parking lot of the mall. We stop moving, but I'm so focused on Mark that I've lost all sense of space and time.
I couldn't stop thinking about the way you carry yourself. The way that you're not shy at all. You've done quite a number on me. From your body language to your personality. But in the end, I was too much of a coward to even ask for your number.
Ooh. But it doesn't have to be a one-time thing, right? I mean, I was thinking about you a lot since that night, too. And despite my inner voice telling me to bail, I did enjoy my time with you. I'm interested in you, to say the least.
I'm interested in you, too. And not just in the, I want to get down and dirty.
I think carefully before finishing that sentence, sir.
Wait, I mean, I am interested in that, but that's not the only thing I'm interested in. I'm digging myself into a hole, aren't I?
Maybe a little bit. But that's not to say I'm not interested in that. I have a 5.5. I have a 5. Where did the half come from? You see, I can't fucking read. Where the fuck is this coming from? I have a 5-hour shift and then planned on going to the pear store. Why do we go to the pear store anyway? Meet me in front of the store after my shift? Oh, but wait, pull out your phone. I pull out my phone as Mark asked, to which he takes it and adds himself as a contact. You know, I can just delete this, right? I clearly don't and instead message him so he now has my number. Cute. Before I can chide him for being inappropriate, he sees me out of his truck. I'll just have to get back at him later. Hours later, I stumble out of work, exhausted. Girl, you worked a 5-hour shift. You're good. You were A-okay. I figured the shift would be chaotic, but it was much worse than I could have imagined, and it didn't even do what I originally wanted to. Get my mind off Mark. Oh, is that what this is why she picked up that shift? My mind keeps going in circles. Maybe if I leave before meeting him, I won't have to worry about it. I could just ghost this town and... Oh, girl. I could just ghost this town and go far, far away. Away from the store, away from Mark, away from everything. What kind of person would that make me? Don't do that. Girl, you would ditch him? I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. I can't ignore whatever complex emotions I'm having. I'm ready to give this a go for real.
Hey!
As if on cue, Mark's voice breaks my thought. Why the long face? You know those creepy little ceramic decorations that just stare into your soul? I mean, those are elves, but yeah. Buy one, get one free promo on garden decorations. Mostly lawn gnomes. Enough about the stupid gnomes. Work talk is exhausting. Even though his comment was absurd, it made me laugh. It brightened up my mood, that's for sure. Mark leans in closer and offers me his arm. His expression is shark-like, but his emotions are chivalrous? That's cute. Pack doesn't even begin to describe this place. I'm not doing this again. Before I'm able to ask Mark what's up, the store clerk greets
Hey.
us.
Oh.
Um, this is... I think he was probably making fun of him. I have the newest Pearphone model. I really need a replacement charger, and there's just so many different ones. The store clerk looks around, seeing some kids with greasy pretzel hands playing with display cords. Mark gets a little closer to me. He whispers closely into my ear. It looked like you were about to blow a fuse. It's that comedy nerd from the bar the other night. He just pisses me off. I might have noticed. Isn't it exhausting to be so confrontational every time you come across someone that rubs you the wrong way? Life does not always have to be a dick measuring contest. She's not wrong. Please, just let it go. Try to think of it this way. You think your life sucks? That comedy nerd is stuck working in this retail hellscape. He's just trying to get by like anyone else. Before Mark can protest, Tristan comes out with a new charging cord, a couple of portable banks to go with it. I'm not reading his stuff. We go through the motions of the transaction without any complications. I start to head towards the exit, but Mark stays put, sizing up the store clerk.
Hey!
In a panic, the poor man looks back at Mark.
Sorry about the other night. It wasn't cool of me.
Oh! Oh! My dog is trained. I trained my dog. I've trained him. He's a good boy now. As he notices a couple of kids trying to topple a nearby display, he rushes off. What a good boy, Mark. You need a cookie for that. That was real big of you. The old one got to be so unpredictable. Doesn't work bent like this. Works bent like that. It's exhausting to try and play Heavenly Love when it's hooked up all the time. It's a game I play on my phone. Sounds like some nerd shit to me. That's a gross oversimplification. I could try to explain, but I'll show you instead. I open the game and the iconic title music plays. I look at Mark a little nervous as I show him my hobby. The music's super corny. Yep. These are the four men, the main characters.
Really?
Yeah. He points to my phone screen. I've never seen dudes like that in real life. How the hell are we supposed to compete with that? He's getting jealous. I mean, they do raise the bar pretty high. All my book boyfriends. And he said, this is top shelf nerd shit. Bro, you are still concerned about high school. Back up. I like nerd shit, Mark. Is there a problem with that? I think I snapped back enough at Mark to shock him. He's at a loss for words. So you like it, then I guess I can try to at least understand it. What a good boy. I'm not sure if he meant for me to hear him, but that made me appreciate his effort. Mark points at the newest character, a man with long red hair and a snarky grin. Well, he's my favorite. Hard to say yet since he's just been introduced. So far, it seems like he's a bit misunderstood, a total asshat that causes chaos no matter where he goes. But once more of his story is revealed, you understand it's really a cry for help. Now granted, that doesn't justify or excuse his behavior, but now you can't help but want to know more about him. I look at Mark as I give the explanation. He seems rather enthralled with the story. That's like our boy Kyo from fucking Fruits Baskets. I think I'm gonna if the shoe fits his ass. You weren't making that correlation? Did I seriously just self-project? Now that you mention it, yeah, I might see a resemblance. You both pretty bratty tsunderes who are clueless about emotional intelligence.
A bratty what now?
Tsundere.
Bless you.
I mask your feelings with the defensive wall. In your case, being a grade A asshole. Just an observation. But really, deep down, once you find someone you like, really care for them, Mark closes in on me, face as red as a beet. Before realizing that we're super close to each other and still in the pear store, a familiar voice interrupts our moment. Mm, yeah, he's like, you guys can't just like stand in the middle of the store and start making out. As soon as we leave the pear store, I feel an insatiable thirst. My eyes drifting and I catch a sight of a boba. Girl! This girl knows me. Me and this girl are so one. Yep, she found some boba. I'm down. Let's go. Let's get some boba.
Boba tea?
It's alright, buddy. We'll take your boba virginity. I grab his arm and lead him to the boba kiosk. Showing him the pictures of different flavors and the tapioca pearls, I can feel my mouth watering just looking at them. I had some earlier today, too. I won't force you to try it, but you're missing out on something sweet. I order a boba for myself and start sipping at it, motioning for Mark to follow me outside the mall. We find a bench that we both sit on. I'm still sipping my boba. Aw, that was sweet. I enjoyed hanging out with you. We sit in silence watching the sunset in a beautiful array of colors. I find myself sitting a little closer to Mark, gently placing a hand on his. Can I ask you something? You talked about not having anything substantial for a long time. I remember your buddies talking about something like that too. Tell me about your ex. You don't have to if you don't want to, of course. I just really like to know something real about you. Something that's not the cocky front you put on for everyone. And she keeps coming up again and again anyway, so. Alright guys, lock in. He's gonna give us the backstory. And I'm probably not reading that shit.
Back then, the two of us, Violet and I, we had plans to leave town. But I got hurt, and it wasn't an option for me to leave anymore.
Mark pauses for a bit. I can tell he's struggling to tamp down his emotions. She said she wanted it to work, but in the end, she got into her dream school and she left. Aww. He's got abandonment issues. Mark doesn't answer, but I can see his jaw clenching. We sit there in intense silence for a moment. She wanted to, but I thought it was a waste of time. Long-distance relationships never work. Depends on the work you put in on them, guys. What's the point if I couldn't be with her all the time? I couldn't leave this shit town, but she went off to university. She was going to forget me. Aww. For better or for worse, you're pretty unforgettable. Yeah, I'll take that as a good thing. He pulls me in closer, gives me a kiss on my lips, then slowly pulls away. Then he goes in for another, this time greedily pressing his tongue to part my lips, much like our kiss from the night at his friend's place. Mark breaks away from the kiss and gazes into my eyes. You don't have a ride, do you? I was gonna call a hyper. He's gonna say the Mark train. He's gonna say the Mark train. Oh, he missed an opportunity to say the Mark train. You can ride with me. I'll take you up on that in case. Are you going to charge me? That's cute. You want to go on another date? I could be persuaded. Mark drops me off at my place. Before leaving, I give him a gentle kiss on his lips, leaving him completely speechless. After that, I go straight to my apartment to text Leia. Yeah, I don't care. Two weeks ago, I gave Mark a chance at the mall. Since then, we've gone on a few more dates and have been texting one another almost constantly. From little ice cream outings to occasional bar hangouts, it's actually been a lot of fun. Even though Mark sometimes falls back into his old habits, I can tell he's trying to be less abrasive and more considerate. It all started after he apologized to that pear store clerk. Luca's face when Mark and I first went back to the bar together was priceless. Surprised at how much we've been seeing each other, actually. Really happy I decided to give him a chance. He's revealing himself to be quite the gentleman. I'm off today, so maybe I can see Mark again. It's not problematic. Bro's just a horn dog, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. It's been a while since I've been to a guy's place in a non-platonic way, so naturally I start getting ready hours prior to the decided meeting time. But you know, when we were with Luca, she didn't like even wait. She was so down to fuck bro on the first night. As I go through my closet deciding what to wear, I find all kinds of awkward and interesting clothes. I end up with my usual attire and proceed to apply my makeup. As soon as I arrive, Mark immediately lets me into his place. It's, well, surprisingly nice, if a bit simple and sparsely decorated.
Hey!
It's alright. Yeah. He must have noted my blank gaze as I look around the place. Humble.
We should go sometime. I'd love to see you in a bikini.
You can do better.
Well, if that's what it takes.
Seriously though, this place is really nice. So what made you pick this place in particular? Mark shifts his gaze away. Aww. Mark motions for me to follow him to a glass cabinet stuffed with silver and gold colored objects. I lean in to investigate them a little more. The display is stuffed with trophies, medals, and plaques, all from basketball. Framed team photos hang on the wall beside the cabinet. A younger, slimmer looking Mark smiles widely. Why are we looking at this? Your glory days. Yeah. Yes, honey. But... Oh. Oh, okay. I see why he's so desperate for this high school thing, you know. You get hurt your senior year, the scouts aren't looking at you no more, they're not offering you any more scholarships. So I can see how, you know, he can have some resentment toward that situation, which very much sucks. I'm sorry. But you need to move on. You need to take off this Letterman jacket, buddy. You need to just be like, hey, high school happened. It's over. You're done. Yeah, no one cares about that shit, buddy. No, we don't. I don't care about... When my parents found out how much I enjoyed basketball, they were determined that I would get good enough and go to Big Shot University on a sports scholarship. Yeah.
Well, so much for that. All I got to show for it is a bum ankle, a broken heart, and pissed off parents.
And now you're 30, honey. Mark sighs as he lets it all out. That explains his lack of motivation for sure. What did they do after your injury? Well, they let me stay as long as I went to the local uni. So much good that did. Half a semester, realized schooling wasn't for me, so they kicked me out. That's when I went to my uncle for help.
I hate this part. Yeah. It makes me look so weak. But in the end, my uncle helps me out.
So many red flags on this guy. That's what he is. He's a red flag character. Broken dreams, pushy parents, and nothing really to show for it. all the while being at the same job since basically graduating high school. No wonder he feels stuck. Ugh. It sucks to be vulnerable, but that weakness is also part of what makes us human. And what makes you think
Ugh.
that? I feel like I've said this way too many times. Matt and Carl don't hate you. Even after all this time together, you're still protesting. You have this attitude that's you against the world, but you know what I see? A sad boy who hides behind a wall because he thinks it's weak to show his true self. And so instead, he puts on a show, and somewhere that sad boy lost sight of who he really is. Am I wrong?
Why be myself when no one looks at me like that?
Right? Despite my inner voice telling me to run, I didn't. Something about you keeps me here. Really don't know why, but it could be that I saw your asshole act and immediately knew. This man is hurting too. Ooh! She ate him up with that. She ate him up, and he don't even want to know it. Oh, I know she didn't want to have to do it to you, Mark, but you playing this fucking poor me game. After all I've seen from Mark in these past 2 weeks and everything he's revealed to me today, I can't help but think about how he said he feels stuck here in this town. From his parents to his friends to his own viewpoint for the world, I had to ask, are you happy here? The question appears to throw Mark for a loop. We stand and stare at the awkward silence for a little bit. Stand and stare in awkward silence. When he finally speaks up, his voice sounds unsure. Why risk something and change things if it's working? Even though my friends can get annoying with their taunting of me, and always hounding me about my relationship like my ex.
You asked if I'm happy here?
I nod, even though I think I already know what his answer will be.
Fuck no!
As much as I thought I knew what he was gonna say, his response catches me by surprise. The rawness of it, the intensity of his expression. Mark leans, his arm on my shoulder, and presses his forehead on
I
mine.
haven't been happy in a long time.
I think he wants to say more, but it's almost as though he can't. I'm not sure what to say or do. I've wrapped my arms around his neck, and as we look into each other's eyes... But when I'm with you, I start to forget about the things that make me unhappy. Good answer, buddy. Good answer. Aww. We stay like this for a while until Mark finally lets go of me and walks toward his shelf. Mark shyly pulls out a new-looking box. He brings it closer to me, opening the contents. Mark opens the box, and it's a collection of classic imported Atome for handheld systems, as well as some limited edition art books. Aww! He removes some games and reveals an old recreation station. That's funny. I got the system for me as well. I was wanting to play some of these with you. Aww. It is very thoughtful. I do appreciate it. Mark gets closer to me and opens up his phone, clicking on a cutesy game with anthropomorphic ice cream characters called Ice Cream City. I've heard of this but never played it.
It's fun and stupid. Look at all these little ice cream flavors, and you can collect them and protect your city.
Adorable. He begins playing and showing his Ice Cream City collection, going through the mechanics and events. This is super cute, and I'm tempted to download it too. The Ice Cream City mechanics are actually quite similar to Heavenly Love. I pull out my phone to download the game, and we add each other on our friends list. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this side of you, Mark.
I guess I just want to be authentic for you. You think? We're gonna have to do better than that.
Mmm. Mmm. Hold on, y'all are getting freaky. It's a bad move or a good one on my part? Mark leans in and kisses me, caressing my lips with his tongue and making his way in. He holds my waist as he deepens his kiss. He slowly breaks away and looks deeply in my eyes. Anyway, what about me and my goals? Oh, I don't want to hear her shit. I don't want to hear her story again. Mark pauses to think about what I said, then after a few moments he grabs my hand and leads me to the door. I'm a little bit confused, but I let Mark lead me away. As we walk, the sun is pretty much set and Mark continues holding my hand. So I'm the first one to go to your secret spot? Now I feel honored, but honestly I look forward to seeing this place. We arrive at the spot Mark mentioned, which is a small bridge overlooking probably the biggest body of water in this town. It's a really small pond if it can be called that. Yet what really stands out to me are the flowers that seem to only bloom around this pond. Purple lotuses, all in varying stages of their lives, all standing out against the darkness. It truly is a sight to behold. Without thinking, I take out my phone and begin taking several photos of the flowers and pond. I'm so engrossed that I didn't even realize Mark started wrapping his arms around my waist until I hear him chuckle. It's been a while since I just taken pictures of nature like this. I lean into his warmth. We both stare in silence, just taking in nature, enjoying each other's company. Finally, Mark decides to break the silence. You mentioned leaving here, yet not being able to go. Being stuck here, not just physically, but mentally too. I guess so. I never really thought about it before, but yeah, I suppose I'm stuck physically and emotionally. Mark gently grabs my hand as though to comfort me. Every time I find an exit, I just keep getting pushed back into that door. After a while, I got comfortable and realized that it was just too hard to try and leave. I got tired of trying.
If I don't try, and it doesn't work out, I can't be disappointed.
He holds me closer, now wrapping both of his arms around my waist, having me look up at his eyes. I almost feel the same way. The door is my job, and it's hard to get out, but then what is the point of living if we just accept being stuck? Or rather, what if we're stuck together? Mark's expression becomes softer as he leans in closer to me, placing his forehead on mine, mimicking our emotions from the night of his friend's party. I probably have enough saved to do a little bit of traveling, but I still can't bring myself to do it. It's like that door is threatening me.
If I leave, I won't be safe, even if I might finally be happy.
You should travel if you can. Finally leave. After I say this, Mark pauses for a bit to keep his eyes on me. I'm not sure what is going through his head currently, but he keeps opening and closing his mouth as though he's trying to say something. Moments pass and Mark finally speaks. I want you to come with me.
If we're stuck together, then we should try to escape together.
I mean, I guess it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Before I say more, Mark pulls me closer and presses his lips against mine. His hands now on my shoulders have firmly grasped me and aren't showing any signs of letting go. He gently releases his kiss to look on me with kind eyes, and then another kiss, more forceful than the previous one. We continue kissing as I wrap my arms around his neck. His hands slowly move down from my shoulders to my waist and down to my ass. He lifts my legs up to wrap around his own waist as I'm now supporting myself with the arms around his neck, although his strong, firm hands cupped on the bottom really helps with the support. We give each other some space to breathe. Most of the night continues with the two of us kissing and caressing one another. When we're both finally out of breath, we break away. He gently lowers my legs and keeps his hands on my waist, looking intently at me. He gently kisses my forehead. That night with Mark has left my mind running in circles. We're both lost and stuck, but it sounds as though he's finally found some purpose for himself, some drive, and he wants me to come with him. as soon as I